Hello, my friend Stephanie Barnard at the Stamps of Life, and I am so excited to be here at today's event. Now, in today's class, we are going to make this adorable slimline, scalloped slimline card. Isn't it adorable? I love it. It says, "You're a great catch." Now, there's lots of other options of words that you could put on there if you want, but we're going to learn how to use a background die only part way. We're going to do a whole slimline die cutting thing and lots of coloring, but without markers, which is really fun because sometimes I get a little nervous using those fancy markers. This way is way easy without markers. I know, it's awesome. Now, we've given you the link to these items that you could have to make this card. For example, one of the items is the scallop slimline card die set. This is really fun because it has a lot of different items in it. You might have seen me take this one on HSN. It has the scalloped die itself that makes the slimline card base. So that actually die cuts this piece right here, scallops all the way around. It also has a die that does a layering cut like that to make a layering piece. It also has a die in it that makes an eyelet version of this. So there's two different layering dies. There's also a background die that we're going to use in a couple minutes, and the words blessings with a shadow die and congratulations with the shadow die. So this is really jam-packed of different options, and that's our scallop slimline die. We're also going to be using our fish tank to stamp set and the dies that match it. So here are the dies that match it. This was actually a club set at one time, not this month, but at one time. And you know what? Our club sets are awesome because they are always, we use them over and over again. They're very general in theme, and you're gonna be using this one a lot. So if you're in our club, you already have this one. If you're not in our club, you need to check it out because you get lots and lots of awesome things. And this would have been shipped to you automatically for only $24.90. If you're not in our club, you can go purchase it now, and then you can make sure that you get this so you can make this card. Now, if you have any questions, don't worry because you will be able to ask us a question in the chat. So we're here on the chat. Feel free to ask a question. We're going to be posting links too so you can see these products up close and personal on our website. Our website is thestampsoflife.com, and you can go check that out as well. We also have the club, and the club is an automatic shipment. Every month you get a brand new stamp set sent to you automatically. It's always a full-size sheet of stamps, and it's always brand new. I design new ones every month. And then as a club member, you're getting a 15% discount off of everything on our website. Everything. That's Spellbinders machines, Gemini machines, inks, stamps, dies, anything, totally Tiffany items, anything you can, even our home decor line that's brand new, you get a 15% discount. It's like a sale every day on our website. Now, those of you that are club members, please chime in on the chat and tell us what club you're in because it's nice for people to see that a lot of people are in our club, and it's kind of awesome. We have the Stamp Club, the Die Hard Club, which gets you the same stamps as the Stamp Club and the dies that match, shipped to you automatically. And then we also have the Kit Club, which is a box of goodies sent to you every month. So go check out our videos that talk about the club and decide which one you want to join. You might end up joining all of them because they're so awesome. Then you get a 20% discount, and it'd be even more amazing. All the free gifts, and also you get a sign-on bonus if you joined. There's club points on our website that you can earn to use for products. It's just awesome. You got to check it out. Okay, let's jump in and start making this card, okay? So here's the cute little card we're going to be making, and it's really literally a full, it looks like a full aquarium if you ask me. It's got the little sandcastle in there. You're a great catch, and it's so fun. So I've already started, and because I wanted to make sure that I had time to do the entire card, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to just die cut, and I use the blueberry color cardstock. You are going to die cut the card base itself. This is the biggest die in the set, and you're just going to die cut it. And we have our nice little scallops, and you're going to fold it in half on the score line that the die has already created for you. Perfect. Then you're going to die cut a layering piece out of a different color blue. I use the pool color of our color palette, but you're going to die cut that. And then you're going to die cut a white one. And this is the one we're mostly going to be working with. So the white one with the same scallops. Now, what are we going to do next? Well, we are going to get out of our kit the die that comes in it that is this background die. And this background die just has lots and lots of dots. they kind of also look like bubbles. So it's kind of perfect for this card, right? Now, normally you would die cut the entire piece, this entire layering die, to have dots all the way around. But you know what? Instead, we are going to do something a little different. What we're going to do is we are going to take this die, and we only want 4 layers of dots to die cut. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. We want that layer to die cut, and the rest we don't want to die cut. So we're going to line this up on our layering piece. We're going to try to really make sure that it is really straight. So we're going to look at it, make sure it's really straight. And then just to make sure, I am going to add some washi tape to this because I don't want it to move when I move it over to my machine. So I'm going to take this over to my die cut machine, and I'm going to die cut this. So we'll bring it over here and we'll grab a cutting pad, and we're going to die cut this. Now, of course, you could die cut this on any machine that you'd like. I'm using a wider Spellbinders. I always like any wider machine because it makes it easier to get everything through. So we're just going to run this through, and we have lots and lots of dots in there. And now look at this. Look how gorgeous this is. We're going to peel this up, and look at all those gorgeous dots. Aren't those fun? You can see all those fun dots. And look, they all popped out, so that's perfect, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of scratch paper, and let me find a good piece. Here's a good piece of scratch paper. I'm gonna lay this down, and we are going to, actually I'm gonna need a bigger piece, so we're just gonna grab a full sheet. And what we're gonna do is we are going to start inking. Whoops. We're gonna take this, and we are going to start inking. We're gonna lay that down. And I have my sky colored ink pad, and we are going to take this and we are going to ink this guy. So I'm going to lay that down, and we are going to grab our sky. I have my little brush. Of course, we sell all of these products on our website. But again, club members get literally a sale every day because they get that club discount. And I am going to go over pretty much the whole thing. I'm going to go different color, like different darker in some spots, lighter in some spots, because remember, we're going to try to make it look a little bit like water, like it's the inside of an aquarium. So, you know, water is not the same, you know, technically water's clear, but you know, we don't want it to be all just perfectly blue. Otherwise I would have cut it out of blue, right? We want it to have different depths to it, different looks to it. So I'm going to go darker in some spots, lighter in other spots, just to make sure that it really gets blended well. And we're going to add that. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to jump in on the chat and ask away. We are here to answer your questions. And we're going to add that. Look how gorgeous that is. Now I've turned my white into blue. I can go darker if I want to in some spots. Let's get this a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love ink blending. It's just so fun, and it's so darn easy. So now look how pretty that is. I can bring it up so you can really see how pretty that is. So fun, so gorgeous. And so now, actually, let me bring this card right there so you can see it. So now what we're going to do is we are going to start stamping the bottoms. I want to stamp my little kiwi colored. So we're going to use a couple different colors. We're going to use kiwi. We're also going to use green apple and artichoke. So we are going to first stamp these 3 colors on our card for our little seaweed piece. And let's start with the lightest one first. So we're going to do kiwi. And we're just going to ink that up. Let's bring this over so we can see it. And we're going to just start stamping along the bottom. I'm actually going to do 2 generation stamping. So that's first generation. Second generation, I'm just going to do in a different color like that because I want it to have more depth. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to stamp here and then maybe stamp over here. And we're going to just do quite a few different layers. So we'll do 3 of each color, see how we end up with that. And let's do another one right next to it, just like that. So now I'm going to take the next color and we're going to ink that. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're just going to stamp and then do a lighter one. Stamp there, and you get to go any which way on this. Don't think that there's any special way. You're just going to add lots of different seaweed colors. And you know, as we all know, seaweed's lots of different colors under the water. So let's do another one here. And you can go off the edges because you know you always want to make sure that you just kind of make it look normal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my darker color artichoke. I'm going to bring that in and I'm going to do, let's move over kiwi. Lots of colors. We have our own color palette, so that's all the colors that I'm naming off. That's just where I'm getting those names. And now I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. Now, you can also go different heights. So if you don't want some to be, you know, they don't all have to be the exact same. We're gonna just kind of go different heights so they have different looks. Stamp those. Let's do one here. And we're gonna just do the whole bottom. So let's get another one there. And one there, and one there. Look at that, isn't that awesome? So you could do as little or as much as you like. It's up to you. And before I move anything further, I'm going to close these babies up because I certainly do not want to get ink on myself or on my project. Okay, so now we have the cute little guys there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on and we are going to stamp our little fishies. So I have my little fish here and there's another one. Let's use this block also, so let's grab this little guy. And so I have my cute little fish here, and we're gonna do random little blue colors mostly. I do have a green for my little turtle. So this one is Midnight. This is our darker blue, and we're gonna stamp a couple of these. So we're just gonna stamp them anywhere we want, and we're gonna ink that up and just stamp, kind of just haphazardly, but you know, and it's an aquarium, they're just swimming around. Let's get some ocean, and we are going to ink up this one. Let's do this one, and we're just gonna kind of do that, kind of put them in the little kelp or the seaweed. There's another one where, oh well, let's save that for another one. Let's do that. Now you can see I got a little icky right there. Well, you know what? We're just gonna cover that up with the next stamp. So don't worry about that. If that ever happens, just cover it up. No one will ever know. You don't have to worry. Let's do the, actually, let's do this fishy, and we'll do him in blueberry. Blueberry. So we're gonna ink this up. And we'll just cover that one right there. So now no one will know. Look, you can't even see it. And we'll add this one right there. And look how cute that is. That looks pretty fantastic. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to add our little sand castle. So I wanna do our little sand castle in chocolate. And I'm gonna add it, see how it's a little lighter right here in this little spot? So I'm gonna add that right there, right on top. There we go. And then I want to do one little turtle because they're so dang cute. The turtles are probably one of my favorites. So we're gonna grab this little guy and we're gonna add him right, let's see, right there. Look how cute. Turtles are my favorite. Okay, so now we have all of those stamped. We are gonna look at our little guy and we're gonna say, okay, which one do, actually I need one right there. One's missing. We need to have one more spot we need to add. Okay, so we're gonna add that right there. There we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to use a water brush. Now water brushes are really easy. They just have some water in them and they literally are just a paintbrush. You probably have one, you probably just seldom use it or any, but here it is, it's just a white brush that, I'm sorry, it's just a water brush that has water in it. And I'm gonna get a piece of plastic, and you can use a piece of acetate. I usually just find something that won't absorb the water or the ink, and so this is a plastic bag that I'm using. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my inks off to the side here, make a little room, and I'm going to grab, let's start with the ocean. So I'm gonna get the ocean, and I'm gonna just kind of stamp a little tiny bit of ink on my plastic bag, and that's gonna be my palette. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab some of this ink, test it out, there we go, squeeze a little bit more water in there, test it out, get some water in there a little bit because we want it to flow. There we go, there's some water. Now, once I get water going in there, I don't usually squeeze the bottle squeeze it very much at all after that. I'm just gonna pull up some ink and I'm gonna start coloring these guys in. Now, I'm coloring them in different colors than what they were stamped in, just to give it some more depth. And I'm just gonna kind of go over it like that, grab some more ink if I need to, fill it in. The nice thing about watercoloring is there is no right or wrong way to do it. So you can just color it in like that, add a little bit more, and we can go in and just, you only have to do a little bit if you want to. You can go in and just color it like that, just add. Now again, don't squeeze because we really don't want any extra water. And then we're just gonna go in and add some more on this one. That's almost the same color, so we're just adding kind of the same color. We're not squeezing, we're just, because you can see on this one, I squeezed a little bit too much, so it's a little bit blurry. So you don't wanna squeeze, you just want it to lay right on top. very gentle. And in order to keep it not from bleeding, what you want to do is not go over the ink that's already there. There we go. And let's see, I think let's do a little bit over here. So let's add a little tiny bit to his tail, just like that. Again, not squeezing. Just a little bit of ink on there. Great. Now I'm going to change colors, and I'm going to do, let's do some midnight. Also, if you don't want to put it on your cards on a bag or anything, you can grab ink from the sides. Sometimes if you get extra ink, you can grab it from the sides. And we're going to add a little tail to this guy, just like that. Add a tail to this guy. There we go. I'm going to color in, let's color in this one. Don't go onto your ink pad. You don't want to go onto your ink pad with the brush, but you can go onto the sides, okay? So don't go on, but go to the sides. And let's add some right there. And now you just get to play. You just get to fill in all these little guys as you like. Let's kind of go over all of that. There we go. There we go. Add a little spot there. And let's see. I think we need, let's do this guy right here. Just gentle, dark blue. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to clean my brush. And now we're going to grab the lighter, the other blue. And this blue, actually, I'm going to grab the sky that I stamped the background with. I'm just going to grab some sky, put that on my plastic, and then I'm just going to color this in. So I'm going to gently color that in. Look at that little cute guy. Add his little fin. Now you don't need to color in all of the pieces. Just color in some just to add some more interest to your little card. Add this little guy there. Add this one right there. So now what I'm going to, I forgot this guy. Don't forget this guy. He needs some color too. So we're just adding a little bit of color to him. Gentle, gentle. Now what we want to do is we want to color the green. So we're going to clean our brush, and I'm going to come in mostly with, I think, kiwi, because kiwi is one of my favorites. Another option, you can grab the ink from the lid if there's any ink on the lid. Okay, and we're going to grab some ink there, and we're going to color in gently these little pieces. Now go freely with this because you know, it's supposed to show movement, so feel free to just, you don't have to go exactly in the lines or anything like that. Just kind of go with the movement. Look at that. And look how fun that is, so cute. Okay, we're going over there, and I am barely following the lines on these. I'm just kind of going over it to add some more green, because I want to have green at the bottom. So I'm adding some green. Now again, all of these products are available on our website. Club members, of course, you're getting the club discount. If you're not in the club, the best part about the club, about joining the club today, is not only do you get those bonus gifts for joining, your discount would start immediately. So once you join the club, your discount starts in half a second. So then the next order you place, you are going to get that discount. A lot of times people will say, well, how often, is it just a one-time purchase for that discount? No, no, no. It is every time you visit my website. If you are a club member, you are getting that club discount. So we offer flash sales every once in a while on brand new items. You would get the flash sale price plus the club discount. So it's lots of fun, and we have lots of awesome products. We have lots of dies, we have lots of stamps, lots of Totally Tiffany items for organization. We have lots of fun stuff. So there we go. We're adding in some more pieces there. Now, I do need to color in my little turtle. Yeah, this is a sea turtle. I'm going to add some green down to my little palette here, and I'm going to color in my little turtle. Gentle, gentle. Just color him in. Again, don't squeeze. Just going to add that. So as you can see, this is way different than using markers, right? Way different. And the cool thing about this is when it dries, because right now it's still wet, right? But when it dries, you're going to say, whoa, that looks way better than I expected. So when it's wet, it still doesn't look as awesome as it's gonna look when it's done. So just a heads up on that, it will look even better than it does right now once it's dry. So now I'm just kind of going over to look, see if I have missed any green. I do see a spot where I missed some little seaweed needs to be there. So I'm gonna go grab my seaweed stamp and I'm gonna add another stamp. So you can layer over this, no worries. And I'm just gonna grab some ink and I'm just gonna stamp a little tiny bit right there, just so I have a spot there. And actually I'm gonna stamp again because I want more pieces there. There we go. So now I have more kelp or seaweed there, depending on what you call it. And we'll just add a little tiny bit of green. There we go. Now I'm thinking I would like to add a couple little other colors into my little fish. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to grab some of my smaller ink pads that I use for ink blending. And I want to add a little bit of red, well, actually orange. I'm gonna grab an orange. So I'm gonna pull this out. This is the 8, I know we'll get a question about this. This is the 8 tray Totally Tiffany store, well, I don't remember what it's called, but it's an 8 tray craft and carry and 8 tray, and it holds all of our ink. So here we go. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna get some ink on there. And this is, I'm using marigold for this. And I'm just going to grab this and I'm gonna add some ink. Test. Oh, that's awesome. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to ink this, I'm going to color these in. Again, no squeezing. I'm just gonna color these in just to get a little bit more color on my fishies. My fishies, not a word, but it's still cute. Okay, and we're gonna add a little bit of color over here. And it's so fun because it does look like it's watercolored and it's just so fun. It's just so, oh, so cute. Okay, let's add some over here. Add some orange down here. This one needs a little bit of color. Just pull in. Gentle, gentle. So it's kind of like back in preschool when they said about the glue, dot, dot, not a lot. You're just going to gently add some color. Okay. And club members, I hope you've all posted what club you're in, just so our people that are new to us can kind of get an idea of what club other people are in. And now what I need to do is I realize I need my ginger snap color. So I'm gonna grab my ginger snap because I'm going to color in my sandcastle. And I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna open this up. So you can see how easy it is without markers to color. You don't have to be an artist. You could just play, have fun with it. And normally I use our archival ink. We have an archival ink. Let me show you that. I have it here. It's called Forever Black. That is if you really want to make sure that it doesn't bleed. I wanted to use other colors, so I'm using our dye inks. But if you don't want it to bleed at all, you're gonna use the Forever Black. It's archival and it won't bleed. It's perfect for watercoloring. And so I'm gonna grab this and I'm going to come in and I'm gonna color with my ginger snap. Ginger snap's a little bit lighter of a color than the color I stamped in. So it's gonna just fill in those cute little pieces there. And we're just going to add all these fun little guys. Add some over here, and we're gonna finish this guy off. Now, I see those little flags on my sandcastle, and the thing I'm thinking the most is I need to fill those in. So I'm gonna grab last bit of orange, and I'm just gonna fill those little tiny, tiny little flags in with orange. There we go. Look how cute that is. So now what we have is we have our it's still a little wet, but we're gonna continue to work with it. But look at how cute that is and how fun. Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see. But doesn't it look like an aquarium? It just looks like the fish are just flowing through the water. So fun, the little bubbles. Oh, speaking of bubbles, there is a stamp in this set that has little bubbles, and I need to use those to stamp some little bubbles. So let's grab, there's little rocks in here too, but here's some little bubbles. Let's grab the little bubbles, and we're gonna grab a thing here. Oops, where'd it go? Okay, and we're gonna stamp this in Midnight. And we're just gonna add that. And we're gonna add this just a couple little spots. So we'll add it there. Not all of them need bubbles, but just kind of fun. And let's add one right there. There we go, and let's add one right there. Just to add a little extra, you know what I mean? And okay, I think that's, oh, one more, come on, one more. Let's add that one, actually add it this way. There we go, cute. Okay, So now we are going to take this and we are going to put it on the back of our pool. So we're going to take this and that, and we're going to get some adhesive. Oh yes, don't worry, we sell adhesive too. One-stop shop. And I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this. Normally I would wait until this fully dries, but for the sake of the video, we will do this now. But again, normally I would wait till it dries. And we're going to add this right on top. Now remember, this is the same die, so it's going to line up just perfectly. Press. Okay, we are going to add, we need to add our cute little ribbon to it, and we're also going to add "You Are a Great Catch." So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to add my ribbon now to the front layer. And notice how on ours, let me bring this up close. Notice on ours, we also did the yellow and the white. So I'm going to put the yellow down first, and I am going to cover some fishies, but that's okay. Now, here's a perfect example too, though. If there's a fishy that you really don't like, that didn't turn out as well as you thought it would, cover that fishy, okay? So this fishy was not my favorite, so I'm going to do mine backwards. I'm going to do my yellow right there, and I have ink on it, but that's okay. I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this. I'm going to cover that fishy so no one's ever going to know that it was there, right? And then I'm going to bring all of this over, and I am going to tie this. You can tie it in a bow or a knot. That's up to you. And let's get this. Actually, let's adhere it first. I don't have 6 hands. Okay, so we're going to add adhesive to this, and we're going to add this to our card front. But we're going to make sure that adhesive is behind. I'm sorry, the ribbon is behind it first. So make sure that's flat. We're going to lay this right on top, just like that. Line up those beautiful scallops, just like that. Well, a little bit down. Okay. And we're going to press. And now we're going to bring all of that ribbon over. And we're going to tie our bow over here because we wanted to cover that little fish. So now nobody is going to know, it's our little secret, that that little fish didn't look perfect. Okay, so we're going to tie this there. We're going to add our little bow. So cute. Now, don't forget to go to our website, thestampsoflife.com. You'll see lots of fun products there, all exclusive to us. We do sell on HSN, but all of our items you're not going to find anywhere else. Now I have that little guy there. I'm going to take my little white stitched rectangle, and I get to stamp a little saying on there. And our original said, "You're a great catch," but I am going to have it say something else. I can check to, here's my little white rectangle. I can check to see which one I want to say. "The gang misses you." "Any fin is possible." That is fantastic. "Thank you." Let's see. I'm going to say, "You are officially awesome." That is the one that I want to use. So I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to use the midnight because I want to keep in the blue theme. And I'm going to stamp right there in the center. "You are officially awesome." Lift up. Look how gorgeous that looks. Okay, we're going to add this to our card. Look how easy peasy this was. And remember, those of you that are like nervous about coloring or not really excited about coloring, you don't need to use expensive fancy markers. You can just use a water brush that you probably already have, right? And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's literally a work of art. When you watercolor, it literally makes it look like it's a work of art because you have that it just looks, it's not just stamped and done. You know what I mean? It's really got a whole bunch of just different layers to it because we did the generation stamping where we have 2 different generations where we stamped first and then we did not re-ink and we stamped that seaweed again. And look at how beautiful that is. Also, remember, we used this background die. We didn't use the whole die. We just used that up at the top to make it look like little bubbles. But isn't that fun? I love it. I hope you do too. Now, those of you that didn't get these products in time for this demo, don't worry. You can go to our website, thestampsoflife.com, and order them now. Also, think about joining the club before you place an order because you want to get that 15 to 20% discount off of everything on our website. I know, it's like it's a sale every day. It's so fantastic. Now, club members, of course, you're getting the club discount on our website. Make sure you go to our website, thestampsoflife.com. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye-bye.